Hey guys, sorry for the rescheduling. Although I guess it's fortuitous because we get to see some members for which Thursday is the best day and Wednesday is not. So we get to have Lloyd here, which is nice to see. And hi, Per. Hi, John.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yeah, ditto. And so, without further ado, we are at the end of July. One very short announcement is the next Zoom meeting will be 3 weeks away, not two, because I always make sure there are only 2 meetings per month. So if I do it, the next meeting would be, I think, the 2nd of August, and then that puts me down a 3 meeting month. So I just shifted another week. So just a little FYI. But at any rate, as usual, let's kick off and hand up to Bob if there's any sage words or any announcements he wants to offer all of us here.
Well, I can only hope all my words are sage, but I'm not sure that they really are. I won't ask for a vote. Just a quick update on club activities. I know the editors, that includes Larry, who's on the call, are working on the next issue of The Raven. And our next club event will be September 30th, Brookline Event Center for our fall swap meet. I know John is enjoying the heat in Arizona. I've been corresponding with John on email, and he says he's cool, so that's good.
Wow, yeah. As a side note, we lost electricity for about 90 minutes yesterday. There was some failure, a cable underground failed, and we lost about, I don't know, it was maybe, I'm guessing around 1,500 people in our area. So we were out for 90 minutes. So yeah, it does start warming up, especially when it's right now it claims to be 110.
Well, travel safely when you come back to Massachusetts. That's all I've got to say tonight.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm heading back tomorrow, so then I'll be back into humidity. But thanks, Bob. Yeah, and also I landed stuck in the chat window. If you didn't see it, the New England Steam and Wireless Museum has a vintage radio show event on Saturday the 22nd. So be there or be square if you're in the area. Glenn, is there anything else we need to know about the show that maybe would pique people's interests?
No, that's it. Thank you for announcing it.
Oh, sure. I'm always happy to help our related friends here. So I guess next on the list is, does anyone have any announcements beyond Len's show that they want to share? Any other ancillary vintage electronics events that we want to know about that we might not have realized? I guess I'll take that as a resounding no. And then I guess
I had a question.
Sure.
Was it, because I'm losing track of all the different clubs I've been trying to join or groups I've been trying to interact with, is there someone in this group who was trying to collect pictures of AM loop antennas to put together a pictorial of all the different kind of antennas?
That's Joe Devonshire.
Okay. All right, good. I have a few to take pictures of and send to him. I just wanted to make sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, what is he, Train B at AOL.com, if memory serves?
Yeah, Train B, it was definitely Train B, but it's like, okay, who's Train B? Is that my Lionel Trains group, or is that a radio group?
That could really throw you off. And you'll start sending train pictures to Joe, and
you know, I'm old and feeble now. I have to be reminded of these things.
Are you the successor to Mrs. Fletcher?
Yes.
So then next, does anyone have any thing to like to show? Any recent acquisitions, ongoing projects, anything that they'd like to share before we get to the main event? Okay, no problem. Of course, we had plenty of that last week. Tom Pereira won't be on today's meeting. He has another commitment. So I think we'll see Friedrich Hoffman photos probably the next Zoom meeting. So without further ado, let me share my screen. Right, everyone see this, I hope. If you can't, but I think we should be able to now. This is where we left off. And I thought what was interesting about this photo is that at first glance, one would think, oh, these are just vintage radios, but in fact, they're just, I think, like little music boxes. They're actually little miniature versions. So that was rather cleverly done. Given I thought the craftsmanship is really nicely done. I think this little wind-up thing that plays like a music box style. If I got it right, looked at it, I thought it was really nicely done.
That's great. No capacitors to change either. It's perfect.
That's exactly. Just
no
where's the
power
spring?
cords. No smoke doesn't come out of them. It's perfect.
Absolutely. It's your one chance. The only thing you have to worry about is the spring popping or whatever, and then your little music box part stops working. I didn't actually play with one, but I thought that was really nicely done. So I thought that was worth sharing just to see what imaginative solutions people come up with. Your classic
1950 Zenith Transoceanic. That was a 1-year only radio. That was the first radio to use the miniature tubes from the Lochtels.
Oh, okay. This is funny. I should be picking up in the next week or two one from, I don't remember the model number because I haven't seen it yet, from 1953. So you're saying, Bob, it was 1 year only, and so its successor, while looking similar, is a different unit.
I was gonna say, I guess it probably makes me a bad person, but they kind of all look the same to me after a while. I can't really tell them apart, so that's pretty impressive that we have people on board that can pick it out just like that.
They were asking $150, judging from the. Did I read that correctly?
That's probably the going rate for them.
It looks
in condition. That's in really nice shape.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a G500?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't think they were that rare. I've got one of those. I've had it since I was a freshman in high school.
Well, they're not necessarily rare, but it's just how many survivors are there in decent condition,
Yeah, Seaberg jukeboxes used to not be rare either, but they all got thrown away, and now the ones that are left are a fortune.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's actually yes, it's all complete. You can tell it's in very nice shape. It maybe a real detailed, thorough cleaning would bring more pop to the cosmetics, but it looks to be in great shape. I don't know if it was restored or not, but electronically, but
I don't remember the model number. Maybe Bob knows, but there was one that looked very much like this. As a matter of fact, I don't know how to tell them apart from the outside, that used Lochtel tubes.
Well, the HE series radios looked like pretty much identical to this. And they were really kind of hard to tell them apart from the G500. The only thing that really gave them the way, it was the wave magnet. Now the G500 has they've had battery portable AM only sets that had that badge on the wave magnet that's on the lid. But the HE radios that used the Lochtel tubes had the Fathom Black Z going across of it. So it wasn't like all nice and shiny like that. So that's really the only thing that was different, from the outside that you could see.
Okay.
Yeah, John, a quick comment. There's a book about the history of the Zenith TO. I'll show it. I don't know if people can see it or not.
here, let me stop sharing, and we can get a closer look here. I can.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it given the way my camera's set up here.
Oh, there we go. It goes in. It's funny. It goes in and out.
It's like you're in front of the green screen.
It's drowning it out.
Yeah. Well, it's well.
Is that the Bryan and Cones one?
I'll stop showing it. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. The author is Bryant and Cones, John Bryant and Harold Cones, and I think there are 2 editions. The one I tried to buy the original, this is an updated version.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember when it was published. Yeah, I got it recently because I picked up a Zenith TO. It was an H500 that I've been working on.
Interesting. Well, I know I'll be coming in possession one in the next few weeks because it's a friend of mine. When I showed those photos from the last Zoom meeting and some of the recent acquisitions I had from the same friend, he got another thing for me to pick up, and it will be a TO. I think it's a wave magnet because he mentioned that in his verbally. So you obviously must have the badge on there. So that's the one. I think he had checked the label. I think it seemed to be from 53 is what he said. So at any rate, I will see it when I what kind of shape it is. Yeah, pick it up in a few weeks. But anyway, nice to have and go from there. Oh, nice. Seeing the tabletop. You notice I didn't, notice the nice little Zenith icons on all the knobs. Very nice touch. I'm not sure which model this is, but it's actually a rather nice little, pretty reasonable cosmetic condition. Oh, here's a radio, I believe. No, Federal. Take it back. Interesting. Attractive institution and so forth. That one's $150. Did I get that right? Yeah. Interesting. Nice condition. Oh, it's just below it.
So
Okay.
I just noticed something on there that the numerical dial, I think that's in meters, not in kilocycles. You get it, I don't know how close you can get. Is that odd?
You're right. Ah. Oh, to be different. You're saying the orthosonic. Is that orthosonic? Did I read that right? Orthosonic.
Must have a special speaker.
Maybe. Actually, it's it's neat radio. What else do they say? Whoops, sorry about that, guys. There we go. That's better. I was trying to see what the thing said. It's a Federal Orthosonic Type E, or Type C. Maybe this Type C. Type C.
C or E.
150. Don't know if that's sold. Okay, here is an interesting. Take it from the inside first. I thought this was an RCA, but it could be wrong. I think I have a picture of the front somewhere along the line here. Right? It was worth seeing the guts in a nice little carrying case. Oh, Radiola. Okay, my apologies. 1923.
Oh my goodness. That's an early one.
Yeah, huh?
With headphones.
Yeah, look at that. The whole gamut. Although these, it's funny. Why do these look newer than the radio? But maybe I'm wrong here. I wonder if this is the original set that went with this. Because it's funny, the headphones I showed last Zoom meeting that I got from my friend looked a lot like these. The Grinnell Admiral. So that was interesting, but it could well be. This looks like, I don't know if this is metal or just sort of like fabric. Looks like fabric. Yeah, I think it's fabric. Okay, maybe this is period. Correct period.
Might be fabric wrapped around the metal band of the thing that holds it together.
Yeah, you might be right there, Bob. Yeah.
There might be high impedance headphones for that. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
They don't look like Brandy's headphones, but they look early anyway.
Yeah.
They look like early high impedance headphones to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go with that. Bruce, you should know this. You should look better. Is that did you ever sell it?
No, I didn't. I did not sell it. It's still available.
Good to know, everybody. This is the Norelco, which is, basically very similar, if not identical, to the Philips that you see of similar design. It's probably the same chassis, I'm thinking.
I don't know. It's not 88 to 108. It's 87.5 to 108.
Yeah, so it is the full, the full FM spectrum, because this is probably a mid 60s, 63, 4, I'm guessing 5 in that range, radio. And, if it were still a European one, it would stop at 104, I think, still at that point. I think 104 was around that mid 60s. So this is
I'm not a German or European radio guy, but weren't the Norelcos made for the American market specifically? Or am I wrong on that?
You may be right. I actually am not sure if there is the notion of a European Norelco. That may be exactly that. That maybe they just flipped the label to Norelco and shipped to the US that way. Maybe right, Bob.
There's
Pretty
one.
looking set,
There's
though.
one. There's one point on the FM dial. If you tune it in there, all you get to hear is floating heads from the Norelco razor commercial.
You're saying subliminal messages?
Yes.
There we go. Buy our product. In fact, there's probably maybe there's even a an AC plug in the back, so you can plug in your Oracle Razor and be listening to radio and shit.
It's from an estate and it's not mine. It does power up, but what was wrong with it, John? I think the dial lights did not show up.
Which is not necessarily a big deal, because those they're probably like Type 46 bulbs on that, which are like, you get them easily.
Yeah, it's only a day and a half to get to them to be able to switch them out. So it's
well, that's the real trick. If you're lucky, depends where they put them. If you're lucky, there's an access panel at the bottom, and the light bulbs might be actually accessible from there. Because some of the German manufacturers, I can speak to like Telefunken, had the smarts in their like mid-size radios.
Yep.
To have an access panel at the bottom, you could get to the bulb without having to rip out the chassis or have
it's a sharp-looking radio, though.
Sure is. So the speakers are on the side, I'm sure you guys know. So it's true stereo, and I think it even has a FM mux on the. Yeah, it is because of FM stereo here. So by that point, actually by the mid 60s, they started getting higher end versions of the radios had built-in FM multiplexers. And then the sound register buttons are right here. You can see there's separate controls for mono and stereo, and then you have the different, sound levels there. It's actually a neat radio, for sure. And you can see it's got the balance thumb wheel there.
Here's something that was interesting. If you see where it says Norelco, I had to tape that little thing so I didn't lose it. But that might also suggest that the radio's primary manufacturer was something else.
Right.
And then whoever wants to put their own name on it could put it, glue it right there.
Wouldn't surprise me. Underneath there was Philips, and they just slapped on the Norelco, and off it goes to the United States.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a good point there, Bruce. And that may be exactly what they did. A cheap, fairly inexpensive way, instead of coming up with a separate piece of trim, because that means you have to stock yet another piece. The slap right. Off it goes. Because these look so much like the Philips with the Philips label.
I think that's right.
There may be a clue on the back of the radio as to original manufacturer.
Yeah, turn it around there, John.
I'll reach in.
Yes, there is something.
If only I could. But yes, and actually in pretty nice shape overall there, Bruce. I mean, this is an easy fix, and everything else. Obviously, electronics are not necessarily easy on any European set, but cosmetically, it's in pretty nice shape.
John.
Yeah.
John, underneath the push buttons, on the bottom, there's a little plaque. Yeah, right there. What is that?
Yeah.
That's a Philips.
No, it says Norelco. I think it says Norelco on it. I see the end.
Yeah, you'd expect that to be a little Philips.
Yeah,
tag that was under there. Oh, wait, stop right there. So, okay, so there is a PU, there is a pickup
Yep.
phonograph type
Oh, yeah.
input. So you could have an external input for something else if you wanted.
Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure I did have a glance on the back of it. I think it's got a 5-pin DIN, standard, because you need that. Once you're doing stereo, there's usually those radios always have at least one 5-pin DIN. And some would get a 3-pin in case you didn't have a stereo input. You could still handle it because you notice that you can disable stereo by hitting the mono button, and you're all set. It may just transition mono automatically when you plug in a 3-pin DIN, assuming it has it on the back. But yeah. But yeah, so you guys are aware this is still available for sale. So reach out to our friend Bruce. I see here. Is this a Bogan? What do we have here?
Lafayette,
Lafayette. Oh, good call.
I think.
Oh, there's the
I don't
Bogan.
know.
Oh, there's Bogan right there.
Yeah.
We've actually seen like almost every show, the past few shows, I've seen at least one Bogan amplifier. We have
Almost
one
has a
Bogan.
Stromberg Carlson look about it too, but
Yeah,
Bogan.
one behind this. Let me see a label there. Selector. Wait, model D.
It almost looks like Ico or something back there.
Yeah, not sure. Maybe I might have a better shot later. I once again remember offhand, but wow.
I back to that other thing. I
Oh,
think
sure.
I placed those units on the table as the same manufacturer.
Oh, okay. So you're saying the two Bogans there? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Oh, that's right, Bruce. I remember this now. It was part of your table because I recognized the turntable and the other units. It just kind of
Right.
Yeah, what's the turntable to the left?
I think it'll come up later.
It's the turntable on the left is gone.
That's the name of it. It's called Gone. What kind was that, Bruce? I don't remember. Was it a tool?
Maybe you may have a photo yet.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. This was neat. I just happened to see this, and I think this is I don't believe it's a reproduction. I believe this is legit, but because it was on nice plastic wrapped, the sinking of the Titanic. I thought that was pretty neat to see, and just worth taking a photo just because I saw it there. That was pretty neat. Let's see that. All right, here's a bi-mold Mactron. That's something you see very often. How about this is a repeat photo? It says it plays.
Never heard of it.
New caps, new line. I wonder if this is Tom Scarpelli's. Kind of looks like his style, but I could be wrong. So actually neat, reasonable shape. Just a little bit maybe going on here, but I think this. I think it's a repeat photo. I apologize, guys, because sometimes there's such a huge array of radios and other things to take photos of that I end up sometimes duplicating because I'm just banging through a table, and then when I come back for another round, I may have forgotten I've already taken it. So I apologize. Well worth a second photo anyway. And there's actually, speaking of which, here's another TO, right?
That's not a transoceanic. That was actually a companion to the HETO. I forget the model number of that, but that was called the Global. They made an AM.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But the difference between this and the AM companion that looks like this, you see those two red switches there.
Yeah.
I know that one of them is a band switch, and I forget what the other one is.
Yeah, it's like short.
It has a band switch from AM, and then I think there's a shortwave band.
Yeah.
That goes between, I think it's 31 meters and 25 meters. So you can see they're the shortwave and broadcast on that button there.
Exactly. And in fact, you can see the dial face. It's kind of interesting. not obvious. It kind of blends in, so you stare at it.
The
Oh,
other
the
one
other one's
says
the tone
bass and
control.
treble, so it's the tone control.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? For $40, that's
Nice.
not a bad deal.
Yeah.
And like the Transoceanics of that era, they're Lochtel tubes, and the rubber wiring. By the way, I forgot to
Oh,
bring that up. Yeah, the lovely rubber wiring that dries up, and if you move the wire, it completely becomes bare.
nice.
Always fun to work on. I'm
Have you
sure that
fixed
Greg's
it?
probably experienced that more than one occasion.
That's why they
Rubber
make
wiring, Greg?
that's
What's
why they
that?
make heat shrink tubing.
Yeah, I was gonna say heat
Yes.
shrink. So I was thinking is the solution.
I actually spent like $20 on colored heat shrink tubing, so I didn't have to rewire a lot of these radios.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's the first thing that occurred to me. I was like, wow, that'd be a nice solution for that.
So I disconnect one end of the wire and slide some shrink tubing over and then put it back together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But for $40, that's actually not a bad deal.
No, and it's in reasonably decent shape.
It's in decent shape. It's not perfect, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And that's that Z logo up top you were talking
And
about.
that's that uses the same. That was the Phantom Z that I was referring to.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just kind of molded into the wave magnet rather than a shiny bit.
Right. Interesting. Good. There's another Zenith.
6G601M.
Oh, name that model number.
That's a pre-war, and that's a sailboat. They made them in two flavors, like the first Transoceanics. They had the sailboat grill cloth, and they had the B-29 bomber grill cloth.
Right. I like that.
Wow.
And this one here I can see is missing the clear dial cover, and of course the handle is done.
Yeah, it's cooked. I'm not sure if
it hasn't seen carryability since 1942, probably.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's when this radio was made. This is actually a pre-war. So this was a companion radio to the first Transoceanic.
Oh.
And it used the same grill cloths, by the way, too.
Can't see what the price is. It's up there, but maybe the latch may be obscuring it.
And
Oh,
they're
no, wait,
very
take it
good
back,
AM
40 bucks.
radios, by the way.
$40.
They're very good AM radios when you have them tuned up and working.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not $40 might be
Very
slightly
restorable. A handle and a dial cover is easy.
Yeah, maybe reasonable for $40. I mean, it looks otherwise okay. Cosmetics. No, agreed. All right. So what do we got?
That's another Zenith. Must be Zenith night here.
I guess not. I guess so. I mean,
But I will share with you. I don't remember the model number of that one.
oh, Bob, you're
That's just
slipping here.
Yeah, I know. I just I'm getting to the point where I forgot what I had for breakfast already. But that's a AA5, and it's got a little above the number 90, where the 900 kilocycle, where the pointer is just about point. There's actually a little NE51 bulb that shines through a red lens behind there, lights up.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to a lot of the AM/FM Zeniths of that era.
Yep. Yeah, $35. I mean, it's in pretty good, decent shape. I mean, the grill cloth has a little bit of smudges and so forth on it, but it's not in bad shape.
And you can see how lucky you are if the silver mica is okay in there yet.
Oh, yeah, it's a good point.
Yes.
Guaranteed to just be nothing but a thunderstorm generator. But you know what? They're really good to go to sleep to at night. It's just
See, why spend a new thing when you got vintage electronics to do the job? That's right.
Emerson.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, indeed. You can see it's a logo right there.
I think they call that model a modern or something like that.
That's the modern, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Good call. Actually, neat radio. If we could clean up the probably need a new dial face cover. But actually,
That might be able to be polished out, though. I don't see any cracks or anything in there, so That might just
most
be
all of them,
a polish job there.
most all of them have turned yellow like that, and nobody's making a reproduction on, so you're kind of stuck because the numbers are right on the lens itself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's actually looks otherwise, pretty complete.
Are those the original knobs?
Yes,
Yep.
Yeah.
those are the correct knobs for that. Emerson used some funky knobs. They made them in different colors.
yeah, the cabinet themselves, I think there might even been a Catlin one like that, wasn't there?
I don't remember if there was a Catlin one, but Greg, but
Or
I
the
think
red
they
one.
made, I know they made one in Plascon that was a bright
Black guy,
white.
that's what I'm thinking, yeah,
That might be Plascon as well, only in black.
right.
Sorry about that. I'm
Wrong way.
suddenly I'm having a
Maybe you need Noah's brace for your wrist.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, Greg.
I'm left-handed, but I've become painfully aware that I use the mouse with my right hand, and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There we go. Is this an airline or no, Air Chief?
Chief.
Ah,
It's like it's trying to be a couple different radios.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
It's kind of gothic, and it's kind of
Actually in pretty decent condition overall.
Yeah,
I'm not sure whether it's, it's all complete.
if that one was made by Firestone, there's an outside I wish you had a picture of the back of it, because some of them were slug tuned and not a bread slicer.
Oh. Yeah.
Other than that, it presents itself really nice. It's an attractive radio.
Yeah, especially for the price point. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Got here. This here is
I have
a
no idea what
Monarch.
that is. Oh, Monarch.
$25. New caps, unknown model. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Tom Scarpelli's table. I'm almost sure of it.
Looks like a Traveler.
Yes, indeed. Pretty neat. Actually in good shape, and it looks all complete, So I mean, this is maybe just a little bit, but now for the price, $25, you get to own something that few people may have. Here we got here.
Is that a Stromberg Carlson?
Yes, you made the call.
wow.
Right there, not bad.
I didn't know they made anything that small.
Yeah. Usually.
Fortunately, a crack in the case here. Not serious.
Right across the top. Yep.
Yeah. Apparently an uncommon model. I guess maybe to your point there, Noah.
Yeah.
I actually restored something close to that not too long ago. Stromberg Carlson, a little bit more deco on the cabinet, but it's really cool radio. Cool looking radio.
Most of the Stromberg Carlsons I brought home were a two-man lift.
Yeah, that stayed home, didn't go in the truck with you, huh?
And the acoustical labyrinth speaker design, in the console kind of thing.
That adds about 40 pounds to the console.
Yep. Great sounding radios, though.
Yes, they are.
At least the ones from the 30s, Stromberg had something. I'm trying to remember what it was. Their capacitors were kind of strange in those things. If they were the ones that just had a part number on them, you had to look it up in the.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they would never put the values on their capacitors,
Nope.
so you had to try to cross-reference it to something.
You just take an educated guess. The radio will let you know if you got the right value or not.
That's right. That looks about this size.
Well, just you look at the circuit, and it's kind of like, well, what ought to really be in there?
And the finding is too, these tabletops that I don't remember the model number of this one, they're Loctals.
Oh, that too yet. I always take a safety knife to those Loctal tubes and just scrape every pin before I put them back in the radio.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to,
Yep.
what I do is when I sell tubes at events, when I start going through Loctal tubes to check them out, I always have a Dremel with a brass wire brush next to me.
Yeah.
Good
I
idea.
clean the pins before I put them in the tester.
Yeah, you still gotta, on the radio, you still have to shoot some deoxit down into the holes, down
Yeah,
into the
I
socket
just put
itself.
some D5 on the pins of the tube and I work it into the socket that way. It
Yeah,
seems to be all right.
seems to make sense. Yeah. Let's see. This is just a picture of just people knowing about going around doing their purchases. I thought these speakers are kind of interesting that were part of a set. I forget which it belonged to, but I thought these were unusual design. I mean, I might have been familiar.
That silver unit's pretty bizarre too.
The silver unit.
Yeah, with all the slide controls
Oh,
on it, like
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
an equalizer or
That looks a lot like the
equalizer.
Yeah, that looks like the equalizer that Tom Cruise pushed everything up and then started doing the underwear dance in Risky Business.
There you go.
It's got a phase linear look to it or something, or a wannabe phase linear, but
it looks like it's missing some of the handles there, but it is a Sound Craftsman preamp equalizer. Fine. Interesting piece. You know,
you're gonna need a lot of deoxit for that unit.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
All those buttons, all those sliders.
If you like sliders and buttons, this thing really should satisfy that need. That's kind of neat.
It's like an old Chrysler.
Yes.
With the push button drive.
Oh yeah.
Is that what your Chrysler has, Noah?
Yep, lots of buttons and knobs and switches and all kinds of things to go wrong.
I had a Rusty Valiant that had that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know what? They used to even on the lower mid-level cars. Oh yeah.
Yep. Well, and then matching heater and vent and defroster controls, to sort of be symmetrical to the transmission buttons.
Oh,
just
right.
Buttons.
There's very few cooler dashboards than those years of Chrysler with the electroluminescent dash lights and everything. And of course we've seen, and we will ask for another tour in the future of that.
Might take a little while before I can really
we'll get you off the DL. Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a rain check, but we'll definitely get you on that. You know, Bob, if you haven't seen it, you've got to see his headboard. I'll leave it at that. And I don't want to steal any more thunder. But I was just say, I'm envious. Here we go. Here's an RCA.
Oh, I forget the model number it is.
That's pretty cool.
It's an AM/FM RCA. I think it's 59 or 60, I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice nick. I'm trying to see what the price, $50 if I see in the upper right corner correctly. You're looking for 50, which not too unreasonable.
Looks like it could be AM, FM, and air conditioner at the same time if you mounted it in your window.
Oh, yeah. If only.
Frigidaire by RCA.
Yeah.
There you go.
No. Air temp. It was air temp.
Air temp?
Air temp, yeah.
That is funny. That is cool. There's no Zenith.
I actually have that radio.
Wow.
You do?
Yes, I do. Only it's in blue.
Okay.
Filter what?
Filter antenna.
Filter antenna.
So it's just got a big
antenna
inside.
Oh.
It's it's actually besides being deco, it's actually a pretty good radio. It's got it's basically an AA6 with a 35C5 output. But
Oh, okay.
it's really a decent radio.
Yeah, it's pretty
Big
cool.
6x9 speaker in it.
What
Yeah, it's a
year
good
is
size
that?
speaker. You can see, you know, from the shadow.
I forget the year. I think it's 59 or 60. No, I'm sorry. It's 61, I think.
I was gonna say early 60s, it looks like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, especially with all the plastics, they said really take hold at that point, and the bigger radios.
You're gonna make me go downstairs to get mine now.
You said 6 by
There you go.
9? That's a honker if
All
it's
right,
a 6
that's
by
it. I'm
9.
gonna go get it. Guys,
It's good.
kill me.
No problem, Bob. You bring it. We love show and tell.
Oh, wow.
This is a
Hmm.
home built. So you know, I first thought, wow, I've never seen this before. This is actually the handiwork of Howard Mariotti. He actually took the radio and made something. I know where, I forgot. He told me where he got this piece from, but he came up together, came out with this rather unique cabinet.
Yeah, you'd be the only kid on your block.
Absolutely, it's actually pretty
Impressive,
nifty.
yeah.
I thought you did a good job.
Yeah, I would say.
Good stuff. I guess we have to call it a Mariotti.
It fooled a lot of people. Oh, there's a
Yeah,
big
it
Zenith.
did. It fooled me. I was like, wow, I've never seen this before. So I better take a few photos. And then I talked to, this is Howard's table because he sold, I don't know if he sold,
A
I think he
39
actually
Zenith,
sold
yeah.
this.
Wow.
A nice good sized Zenith. Of course, it's got the tuning eye, so that's got Howard written all over that. Yeah,
Well, it's basically a console and a table model cabinet.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Those
pretty
things
nifty.
are so cool.
It's very
You
nice.
can't find those buttons and tabs anymore.
No,
Well, you drag home a couple of the big consoles that nobody wants anymore, and then you know, part them out and fix this
Okay,
one
so
up.
here's
Oh,
my
okay.
radio.
let me stop sharing so
Okay.
we can get it, so I can,
So the white radio is missing those little, I call them knob brights or whatever. in the
Right.
center.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
this is actually correct. This is two-tone. So you have light blue in the front and a dark blue in the back.
Ooh,
This is
nice.
actually a really good radio.
that's actually nice.
I was real happy to find it.
You replace that 6 by 9 with a Jensen Triax or
Sacrilege.
I couldn't help myself.
I'll bet that one has the tube sockets mounted on a printed circuit board yet.
No, it's still wire to wire. It's not.
Oh, it is. Okay. That's
yeah, yeah.
surprising.
Yeah, I actually have one of them that I have. Well, I got it from when I was a kid. My parents bought me one, and I lost it somewhere. And I found one on eBay, dirt cheap, same color and everything. And I
Mhm.
bought that one, and that one's on a printed circuit board.
Okay.
But I think that was one of the last AM tube radios that they made anyway. By then it was 65 or 66 or something like that.
Sure.
That's about right. That's all right. Anyway, I think Howard sold this. I think, I'm pretty
That
sure.
looks like a really nice one. That's probably like either a 10 or a 12 tuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
so.
Yeah,
that's
like you
still a
say,
very
it's a
desirable set.
console in a table box. You know, it's
Yeah.
great.
It's a huge table model. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and you'll get some good workout lifting this baby
No,
around.
no, it's a really, really small console.
Yeah.
That's a better way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to look at it.
Amputated console. I think one of those buttons pulls out. That's your off-on switch on those.
Oh, is that right? Let me go
Yeah.
back.
That's perfectly set up to sit on top of, you know, not a
Yep.
table, but on top of like a
Go
big
on. Yep.
speaker.
Yeah, here's the on switch right here.
I think I remember Howard saying that the switch wasn't working. It just, you had to plug it in and it would come right away.
Got it. Yeah,
Yeah, I have a Grundig too like that.
yeah, they do get that way. Some of these over time. Oh, Western or the auto radio.
Oh,
This is neat. It's got the
Oh.
push buttons on top.
must have been made by somebody else, but
Yeah, I think think Howard had mentioned it. It's not.
I
coming
forgot
through.
who made Western Auto radios. It might have been Airline or one of them. I forget.
It's a pretty nice looking dial face, you know, it's a good little radio. Not
You
often
could
seen.
walk into the store and buy a radio or a bicycle or anything in between.
And get your oil changed.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe you got the radio when you got your oil changed.
I think you could even get like air rifles or BB guns or something in there too.
There you go.
Thinking it
The
was
pos-
like Mantola or something like that, wasn't it? That Western Auto had. They had a bunch of different names. I know that were
Yep.
associated. with
All
them.
right, I got to Google this. You guys will kill me.
There you
I don't
go.
know either.
The position of those push buttons is very interesting
Yeah.
because if you push them, it pushes against the table, and the radio is not going to slide around.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. That's true.
I've seen radios like it. Those are mechanical. You got to pull a button off, and there's like a little screw next to it that you can adjust for how far down it depresses to move the dial.
Yep.
Yeah, it's actually a nice little radio. It's certainly
Knobs and buttons.
Yeah,
Yeah, very nice.
satisfies all the needs.
All right, so my Google results come out like so. There are actually multiple ones, which I wasn't aware of. It says it included Detrola, Belmont, Warwick, and Wills Gardners.
Warwick, that was the one I was thinking of.
So
Oh,
there's
okay.
4 different ones that contributed to this. So
Interesting.
the miracle of Google is right in your hand. Isn't that amazing?
Smartest
Yes,
man
indeed.
in the room is the guy with an internet connection.
That's right. Exactly right. There's an Arvin.
Yeah, there's an Arvin.
Lloyd, this is right up your alley. Actually, in pretty nice shape.
Yeah.
No, everything looks complete. The cabinet looks pretty nice. All the knobs look about right. Now, and looks to be in good shape. It's actually a nice little radio.
And that did not
Two-bander.
sell?
Speaking of Warwicks, sorry,
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
I'm not sure if that's sold. If that was you, Lloyd, asking, I'm not sure. $25. Seems pretty reasonable. Looks to be in pretty nice shape. Like a more than reasonable price. Nice looking dial face and all. Pilot.
I like how it had super heterodyne on the front, like, you know, it was kind of funny.
Huh.
That's interesting with the iTube on there.
Yeah.
Pilot.
Yeah. Unusual
I wonder,
location.
I mean, I hate to even say it, but I wonder how many of those were like, oh, I'll just take the iTube out and throw the rest away. You know, it's sad, but that's what some people do.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right there.
You know, some of this stuff is hard to find. My wife was walking around Kutztown in the spring, and she calls me on my cell phone while I was going around with a camera taking pictures. And she says, I just found a guy who said that he recognized me from your videos. And he says he's got 6 brand new 6U5 in the box iTubes. Are you interested? I said, tell him I'll be right there. I ended up buying, he had either 5 or 6 of them. I still have 2 left. So trying to find a new old stock 6U5 or even a 6E5, it's tough.
Yeah. What
Hard to
is that
find
thing in
stuff.
the other circle there, John? Can we zoom in on that?
Oh yeah, sure. It looks like the band.
Oh,
So
bands.
maybe there's a
Okay.
light there that says which one you've switched the.
Oh, yes, shortwave. Okay, so it must jump up and down.
Oh, that's
for
cool.
sure.
That's pretty neat, huh? Yeah, I guess it gives
Yeah.
some symmetry too. You got a tuning eye on the right. and you got a-
Some of the RCA Tombstone and console radios from the mid-30s had like an arrow that would
Mhm.
follow along with the band. That's what that kind of reminds me of right there.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty nifty. You
That's
really
really nice.
And not mind that we always like
The
extra
old
lights.
1930s H.H. Scotts had a similar kind of thing where
Oh,
different
that's
bands-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of, we all like a little extra lights. I never go wrong with lights. Extra lights. It's the cool factor. And then speaking of the devil, there's Howard himself.
Oh, there's the other side of that cabinet he made, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you can
nice.
see it's actually really nice to look at it. He puts the speaker there, and he was sort of giving the story about it. And I said, wow, that's really nicely done and certainly unusual. Sonic, for all about $5, maybe.
Just slightly ahead of their time.
Yeah, decent little, AM FM radio, giving the look of something more multi-band, but it's a little nice little, getting tuning indicator, push buttons, got AFC.
I bet it's a combination tuning indicator and battery strength.
Yes, you got it. There's the battery word right there. They all seem to do that at that era.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, for $5, really. I think it's 5. 5 works. I know whether that's the number or the price. There's some sort of universal little pocket radio. Looks fairly complete. This unusual universal
NOS battery.
Yeah. Is that the original battery that came with it?
Yeah.
The earpiece. There's no leakage in the battery. That's pretty unusual.
Original box, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I thought that it was certainly picture worthy, and with all the accessories. Yeah, I thought that's more than fair.
Lasted half a century. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. RCA Victor 6BX63. They're asking $35, which it looks pretty good. The handle, everything looks complete in pretty good shape.
Mhm. Just that the dial got aged a little bit. Darkened.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
That might have been a room full of smokers, I think, because I have one of these that's waiting for me to go through it. It's been sitting waiting for me for about a year. And I even have a part set that someone gave me, but you can even see now. I think that's supposed to be gray, and you can see that's like a yellowish gray.
Oh, really? It's supposed to be gray?
That was definitely in a house where someone was smoking.
Just put in brighter bulbs. That's all. It's not a problem.
Yeah, there you go. LEDs.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, and that does not have a 1L6 that uses the 1R5. I think it's a 5-tube radio, but it uses a 1R5.
Isn't there something if you cut off pin 5 of the 1R5, you can use it for 1L6?
You can, but I think that you can't use what was it? If you substitute a 1R5 for 1L6, you can only do that with a battery. I think you can't use it off the electric power.
Ah, okay.
I've done similar. I probably shouldn't admit it, but I've done similar things when I couldn't come up with a Type 80, and I used a 5U4. It wouldn't go in the socket, but I put little wires, that went to the tube from the holes, the socket holes.
Sure.
So there's a Frankenstein.
You lay it on its side. Yeah, it's like I did it in a Radiola 66.
Ah,
Obviously didn't have a big enough hammer.
Right.
These are actually pretty good radios. I've never had one,
yeah.
but anyone that I've known that have had that radio has nothing but good. It's a little tight to work on,
Yeah.
but it's an excellent radio, and that does have an RF stage in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this got the pull down. This is a pull down cover.
Roll top.
Yeah,
roll top.
Yeah.
It's quite attractive.
Roll
I like
top
it.
cover.
Yeah, I mean this cosmetically is in decent shape, not great shape, but it's in decent shape.
And that was really Philco's first AC/DC portable, I think.
It's got that classic
With the
Philco
mixed
font.
tube. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
1946. Yeah. Well, it's a 48. Well, they made them from 46 to 48 with that same Same cabinet.
Yeah, nice.
They were big on the black paint and the natural wood.
Right.
Yes.
Did the same thing on the Bing Crosby.
Mm-hmm. There's a flip top Zenith.
Yeah, if you guys remember, we were looking at that G500 earlier. This was the companion to that radio. This was also made in 1950. And
Okay.
the door actually, when it flips up, it's your on-off switch.
Yep.
And then also in the center has that logo. I literally bought that radio when my wife and I were on our honeymoon. I was in an antique store and I bought one of these, ironically for the same amount of money, $50.
Oh,
And I actually have a homebrew battery pack for mine too. It's an A&M only.
right.
Yeah, it seems every one of them that I've ever seen, there's two little cracks on the dial scale where somebody
Yes,
slams
right by where the knobs are.
Yep. Yep.
I may have to get mine out from the basement there too. You can see it.
There you go.
Mine's got a couple little
I'm gonna
cracks
have
on
you
it.
dragging every radio you got in front of
I
camera.
know. The way we're going through there, you'll have
Yeah,
like a
don't
pile
ask me to
behind it.
drag the Strawberry Carlson up from the basement though. Okay? It ain't gonna happen.
Just
I'm
a hand
already
truck,
putting
little
my
hand truck.
chiropractor's kid through college.
You don't have an elevator?
Yeah, it's true. At least it, right. Yeah, exactly.
A freight elevator to get the consoles up out of the basement.
I know what we all dreamed to own. It's a nice Westinghouse.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's a
Nice
cool
shape.
looking set.
I like it. I like the burgundy with the tan. Always a classic combo with the gold.
Sort of
Looks
a
so
rocket
green.
themed pointer.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's a very aesthetically pleasing radio. What does it say up top? Can I see anything?
Yeah.
The angle's really tight. It might say $50, but I can't swear to it. No, price 100 or something. I'm not sure, but anyway, nice radio. I think I see one, maybe one. I don't know whether that's that might be dirt, or they could be a nick.
Even the
nice
grill
unit.
cloth is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's in terrific shape. Terrific shape. It's nice. I like the color, the burgundy and the tan. They really did a nice job. All the colors were great. Here's of course
It's a classic.
Yeah, so it's not quite a bullhorn, but kind of looks like one.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of close to the bullhorn. The only thing that this radio didn't have that the bullhorn had was a tone control.
Right. Yeah.
The bullhorn has a tone control. This one does not, but they do both have the RCA input jack on
I was
the
just
back.
gonna say you got to have the little 45 RPM record changer to go with it.
Yep.
Right. And a lot of people, RCA did make a 45 player and changer that did not have an amplifier.
Right.
So if
I had
you had one,
I had like
you had
5
to buy
of those.
one of these.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 with amplifiers and I had 3 without amplifiers. You want to stay away from the ones with the gold metal tone arm. Those were not the changers that you wanted. You wanted like a black plastic tone arm instead. Otherwise, it was basically the gold metal tone arm was essentially a lathe as opposed to a record player.
Well, you could at least, maybe turn your disc brakes there.
Yeah, well, you could do it. Yeah, you could do a lot of things like that with it, but you wouldn't want to put your favorite,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to put your favorite records on it.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, this was a Weston ammeter, I suppose.
Microamps.
What can you do with a microamp?
The Weston Electrical Instrument in Newark, New Jersey. It was certainly photo worthy. There's another one, it's got a companion behind it. Voltmeter. General Electric, GE. Yep, it's connected to New York, which is where GE was located. got here?
Wow.
Brosley.
Honestly.
That's an early one. That's gotta be from the mid-30s, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. 35, maybe 34.
Nice shape. Cosmetically, in really well, quite nice shape.
Is that some kind of weird tuning knob they got?
I know. I was thinking about that. I assume it's like you maybe you turn it, grab like
It
this.
almost looks like a military vernier knob that had that
Yeah.
like you would just grab the handle and spin it around.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
Fine tuning.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like it. Because I imagine there's the main tuning knob, and then you just take over and let the vernier knob do the rest. Or fine tuning.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was quite unusual. I remember that table too. It's not someone I know. But
Wow.
GE.
yes. What does the thing say?
36.
GE 71? E71?
71.
Works restored original finish 150.
I think it dates from 1936, but yeah.
In pretty nice condition for original.
Yeah.
Gold cloth in pretty good shape.
Just when they were starting to get into the slide rule dial.
Mm.
Yeah. That's nice. Nice radio. Oh, there was a guy who had this great display of vintage computers that all worked. Oh wow. I mean, he even had voice synthesizers that would read backwards. This is one of those adventure games,
You're standing in a room. There is a window. There's a knife on the table. There's a door to your left.
Exactly. It's giving the instructions how to turn and walk through your maze, Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that.
Exactly. See, here's the system. This
Oh, wow.
digital deck scope. Pretty cool, huh? I mean, look at this in terrific condition.
Where's Adam?
Adam was there, but I don't think Adam came home with it, unless he has one already. Maybe that's the case. But it has got deck talk, got the whole, which I think deck talk is that the modem was that the modem, or I don't know what that did. The term is familiar. Really neat though. I mean, I haven't seen one of these in a long time.
Wasn't that at the same table where all the old computer stuff was being demonstrated and
Yes.
it was for display only?
Yes. Okay, maybe it's why I don't even know if it was for sale sign, because I didn't see any stickers. So you may be right, Larry. It might have been purely demo.
Pretty sure he was just doing a demo and everything was part of his own personal museum and it wasn't for sale.
Oh, okay. It was fun because when he was doing the demo, I was a couple of rows away. I could hear the synthesized voice from the computer. I thought it was really cool, considering that's probably, sometime 70s, mid 70s technology, or maybe late 70s best. This is neat. This is sort of a basic graphics, kind of ho hum by today's standard, but pretty cool.
Those
by
advanced
then.
graphics.
Yeah, by then, pretty advanced stuff. It's another deck, I think, which serves. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Actually, there might be a label on this. I think I can make it out enough. Sorry.
Nothing.
Nothing. Is its tower? Is it digital? Micro? It's a PDB 11 if it serves. Yep, PDB 1173.
Wow, newer than I thought.
Look at that, little lights and
Thinking PDP 8, but an 11. Wow.
yeah. Little restart button. You can just reboot it.
That's a far cry from my first computer was a Commodore VIC-20.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
it had
sure.
a cassette tape drive to store stuff on. So if you had
Oh
a-
yeah, you use a cassette and then you
Yep.
use the RF modulator to channel 3 on the television for a
Right,
screen.
yeah, that's it.
I had one too.
I didn't get the 64, I had the 20.
Nice, Philco.
Yeah, sure is.
Yep.
Hey, really nice condition. Well, the front, well, the fascia looks in nice shape.
That one is
Kind
a
of
Bob
mix
Newhart.
of fall leather and wood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's
1940.
$40.
boy, that's pretty reasonable.
That's a deal.
Pretty reasonable. There was a table that I remember was outside. There was selling some really good deals on radios. I looking back, I regret. I'll show a picture when I should have picked up. This National.
Or a pound.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
either a
the price of
173 or it's either a 173 or 183, I think.
the 183 right there.
183D.
Yeah, D.
Yep.
So it's either $150 or 150 pounds.
The answer is C, all the above.
Yeah, exactly. Nice shape.
It's a lot more radio than one of those plastic sets, though, in terms of performance and what you can do with it.
Blue Rangoon.
Nice dial faces. This I think was Ross's. This should be a Saba. I'm trying to remember the model on this. I could be. I don't think it's a Mearsburg. I think it's a model or two down. I forget on this, but this is from like 53, 54-ish, maybe 55 at the newest. You can look at the size of the speaker. It won't disappoint even with a single speaker. I think this one has just a single one. And,
Nothing on the sides on this one?
Don't think so. If it is, it's just faux. Sometimes they would put panels up, which there's below. On this, I don't think it has it, but I might have a better picture later. So I just don't remember. But they just had, well, of course, the typical hard to get was maybe an EM35. I forget what's on this, but it might be 35. The nice scale. I always like the scale on the for the sound, the bass and treble. It was very nicely done. Nice little musical notes, of course, I don't know if this applies to this one, but most of the mid to upper lines, when you press the button down, is backlit. So you press the button down, the lights up from below. So if you like lights, every one of these keys, sort of the off button, has a light. I think this was Ross's table, so this is at least electronically restored. And cosmetically in pretty decent shape. This might have been, this is probably Ross's table, a bunch of meters, a silver tone radio. Either Ross's or it's Adams. Could have been Adams too. What do we got behind here? We got a Sonora. Yeah.
Sonora, that's nice back there.
Yes.
Oh, that's a Sonora.
Yeah.
Yeah, hiding in the background.
Those, and then what's behind that? Those pedestal type things. They look like newel posts.
Oh, there's
for
a clock. I
stairs.
think there's a clock or two.
Okay.
There, as I recall. Yeah, this is definitely Ross's table because I see his Audi. I realized I remember he's got a black Audi A4 wagon. There you go.
There we go.
Mystery solved. And giving these clocks right up Ross's alley. Two big clocks. Here we have a Cushman. too much about these. Let's see what the thing says.
Or what that is.
Interesting. Let's see what that says.
Interesting
Closing
receiver.
200 reverb, good shape with manual. Look like 65. Did I get the right 65 bucks? Maybe.
Yeah.
Unusual. Here's way old. Oh, there's the sign. I get close.
You come with a manual.
Nutridyne. It's a Nutridyne. Or the Murdoch Nutridyne. There you go. There you go. There's a Murdoch radio.
Huh.
It's pretty common. Pretty good shape.
Complete with new electrolytics up above.
There you go. 5 cents for each of. And oh yeah, right. It even has the information on the Murdoch. That's right. I remember that now. There was nice little advertisement, or what was it? I think I might have taken a shot of that as well. There you go. So there's the advertisement. There's your Murdoch. That was kind of interesting. Oh, a Trago radio. This might have, I might have taken one of these photos. This might have been a repeat from a prior show, because I remember the Kansas City, Missouri, and you don't see many radios in Kansas City, Missouri. So I think this is just what brought back from maybe last fall Brookline event. Wonderful shape.
Mhm.
All
So
original.
those are just little windows to tell if the filaments are lit?
Sorry?
Are those little windows in front to tell if the filaments are lit?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's exactly what they're for.
Okay.
Wow.
Not only to see if they're lit, but to see how bright they were
Well, right
glowing.
there, yeah. Mhm.
Has to keep the flies out in the summertime so you don't burn them.
Well, you should be leaving them. Maybe future owners took
I
them
was gonna
off.
say it's a bug zapper. It's a mosquito killer.
There
at
you
the
go.
same
It jumps
time.
on there, and of course, well, you know what? There's so much heat in there.
When-
They get
when you see 'em-
toasted.
when you
There's
see 'em
B
fly in,
B plus. B plus across those screens in case there's mosquitoes out while you're listening to that.
Yeah,
when
you
you
get
see
some
them
nice
fly
little
in, you
plastic.
quick close the lid.
They should have put a little tray underneath these then, you know, so you can collect. That's cool.
Terrible.
Here's the innards from above.
Yeah, there's the tubes.
Yeah. That's actually rather nice unit.
Yeah.
And here's a globe. Might have also been a carrier from Globe Electric. Where are they located? Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Hey.
Yay. 75 bucks. It does have a broken knob. Pointing to this. Oh yeah, I can see it right here on the right hand side. I guess.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, 75 bucks. You know, for something not that common.
There's no good stations down there anyway.
There you go.
We got WTMJ with Bob Euchre in the Brewers games.
That's right.
You can get that. You can get that on your fillings, though. You don't really need to tune down there.
Yes, indeed. Here's another one. It's a very early factory set.
Wow.
2 filaments. Okay, uses external coils. I mean, unusual. I'm not sure who actually makes this. Actually, no obvious label. I don't take a look at that. There you go. Very clean and tidy down here, though.
Yeah, it is.
Ah, an array of.
Oh boy.
Hello.
There you go. Lots of nice stuff here. All in pretty nice condition. There we go. Got a close up here. Royal 500s. Nice colors. Got all the three main colors.
I don't think I've ever seen those are the model 500H. But I don't think I've ever seen one in red.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the first time. I mean, I have 3 of them within one club length, talk about golf. I can reach over here. Within one club length, I have 3 of these, but I've never seen a red one.
Interesting. Huh.
I thought there were only 3 colors. There was a white one, a black one, and a 2-tone, like black and gray.
Oh,
Or
okay.
like a dark blue and gray. I've never seen a red one. That is really odd. Man.
And there's the 500Ds, these 500Ds right here. These one here at least.
Well, you've got a 500B or C and then a 500D.
They must have had a lot of that color in the back room because I've got a bigger Zenith. It's a AC/DC radio that is in that exact same color. It's much bigger.
Yeah. That's a 500E all the way to the left. That is a Royal 275, which is a 7 transistor along with another 500E. All the Royal 500Es, that's the radio to the right, where that shiny bit is, it says Royal 500E and then long distance. Those chrome pieces almost always wear out. So the fact that that's nice and shiny is it's pretty rare. So that's, either it was a well taken care of radio or it just didn't get much usage.
Right. GE.
Oh yeah.
Generally Electric.
It's actually in pretty nice condition overall.
That's a nice shape.
Knobs and buttons.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. Oh, it's from our area, WABC.
Not even the grill cloth is nice.
WGN. Yep. WELI.
Built to receive television sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably had a input in the back, RCA input.
I wish I could remember. WELI was either like New Haven or Hartford. That's kind of like that's a Fairfield County type radio.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really nice shape. Yeah, nice shape. Oh, I think we talked about this, the B&L.
Yep.
Look at all this. If you want button switches.
That's a case of deoxit to get that thing to work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really nice shape though. It's really intriguing because you look at it and say, wow, that is so neat and it's long. I mean, this baby is, that's gotta be 30 inches easy.
However wide one of those tables is.
Yeah. That's probably 24 inches because that's a 2x4 table.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Okay, it looks bigger than it really is because it looks like it's closer to 30.
Does not come with a rack mount kit.
Yeah. There you go.
Crosley?
Crosley, oh yeah.
This
is, I think, Paul Lavoie's table because he restored this. He does really nice work. He was asking 150, and this is fully restored. Pretty sure
that's a nice radio.
Yeah, it's the 1932 Crosley model 124 Playboy.
Playboy.
Oh, right. We saw this. This is the Grundig satellite that
oh yeah, it's the satellite radio.
Yeah, he sold. You can see this thing is pristine. you know, he's got the case, everything. This was a terrific radio. I don't know what he got for it, but I'm sure it deserved the price. I guess it's in wonderful condition. It's practically unused. You know, you look at all the chrome, it's just like I circle back to whatever, it's probably the mid-70s, early 70s, mid-70s. It's another close-up of it. It's like, wow, look at this. This beautiful, nice system. No, seen it? $40.
Lunchbox.
Yeah, it's in good condition, very good condition. Handles looks to be in pretty good shape. You know, everything looks solid.
That one has a little red light above the left side knob, like Bob was talking about on the other Zenith.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah.
They're right above the volume control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I thought it was a really worth a second shot because it's such clean condition. $40 is more than reasonable. Oh yeah, this is the tail I'm talking about. This one I looked back and said, geez, why didn't I buy this?
Oh my God, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't it?
Wow.
This was gone, and I walked right past it, and it's like, I took
That
the
was a-
photo. It didn't really stop to think maybe I should actually purchase this.
I wouldn't have been able to get my money out fast enough.
Yeah.
I have to plead insanity as the photographer, okay? You know,
And I have to be I have to be quite brutal. I'm a cheap radio guy, but I would buy that in a heartbeat.
yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't.
You know how many
Console
old black and
tone.
white movies I've watched and seen one of them sitting on a table with Clark Gable puffing away on a cigarette? Well,
Yep.
Three
I
Stooges.
know.
Man, oh
And
man.
I don't know why I didn't absorb the fact this is only $30, you know, instead of $30 and not really stop and think, wait a minute, you have a wallet on you. You know, well, anyway, someone got I know it's sold. Someone got a very nice radio.
I know someone that has the farm version of this radio. And I would love to have that. It's just a 4-tuber, but for a 4-tuber, it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just very attractive looking radio too. Almost Eames like, almost Charles Eames like.
Beautiful.
Absolutely, the cloth is great. I mean, everything's just great on this.
I forget which film it was, but I think one of the Three Stooges movies. That's where Mo took one just like that and put it over Curly's head.
Oh,
That's right.
You know, I don't think I saw any provenance saying this was once bashed over Curly's head and restored.
Well, I think in that Three Stooges short that Greg's referring to, they used a prop radio.
Yeah, it definitely was a prop.
But it was in the shape of the cabinet.
Yeah.
That's funny. You're bound to find one of these, but this was again really terrific condition. You know, this Crosley. It's $75 I thought.
For some reason, every one of these I see that's in nice shape is at least $100. So for $75, this is a bargain.
I thought it was. So that's the same table. That's why I thought that all his radios. I thought, wow, that's really a pretty fair price.
The one that looks like this that's really collectible is I don't know what the name of it is. I call it the Stars and Stripes radio, where it has a red, white, and blue dial on it.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
It's just you know, I thought about that one too. I said,
it's an okay radio. It's not a bad radio, but it's not a great radio. It's a 6-tube radio, but still.
But aesthetically,
it's really cool looking.
Exactly, aesthetic is hard to beat. Did they use two dial lights on this? I mean, it is a big face.
On top, yeah.
Two on top.
Did they use two speakers or just speakers on one side?
Just one. Just one speaker. I've got the white plastic version of it, same dial, but
this relatively more modern.
Great
Scott. Yes, is for $45. Here's your chance.
Yeah, this is the not so great Scott.
Yeah, it is. All I can think of is, Batman, because the only one that I can remember that I said that regularly on the show. Great Scott. This looks like a little car radio, like you take in a car or something, and it looks like it would mount on a plate below or something. You notice the interesting antenna that props up from really the top there. Let's say inland trading corp. There we go. Made in Japan.
At first glance, it reminded me of FM converters you could put in the glove box.
Yeah.
There, the antenna is what you pull out. It's on the right.
Yeah.
There, right there.
Yeah.
Those little FM converters, if you have like a classic car,
yeah,
those things are going for like stupid money if they're functional.
Really?
Yeah, people are buying them things up like crazy. And they're not very good.
no.
I mean, you probably get about, I don't know, 5 or 6 stations on it, but that's about it. Maybe.
Oh, another TO. This one was $35. Not working.
Oh my God, really?
$35.
Oh my God. I'm not coming up to visit you guys because
why the heck not? You gotta come up anyway.
The tubes in this radio are worth probably about $40.
Yeah.
Easy, if they're all good. So that's probably either a R, it's not an L, it's probably an R, a T, a Y, RT or a Y600.
And you can't tell from the outside, right?
From 55 to 57, they were all the same pretty much.
Yeah. $35.
No, that says 4 to 9. Okay, so that's either an excuse me, it's either an A600 or a B600. That's a later one. That's either 58, 59, 60, 61, I think.
Huh.
It's a classic case where people take the front bezel off and over tighten the screws, and then the plastic cracks.
Oh.
I have extra bezels stashed away in a secret spot in my basement.
Funny. Yeah. Yeah, this looks mostly just needs a good cleanup. It looks that
and the two, I have one pair of the knob rights left too. That's the brass inserts for the knobs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I love these things so much, but I do.
Yeah, that's okay.
Look,
It's a phase. You'll outgrow it.
A bunch of variety of things. This one.
Oh, there's that dashboard again.
Yeah, this one that confused me initially, thinking it was a real deal. Then we see the cassette.
How did you miss the big cassette, thing on the side there?
Yeah. It's a pretty compelling job. I would say it's one of the better ones they did for knockoffs.
Yep.
Was because if you look to that first thing, you're like, hey, that's pretty good. But something it looks too new or too good looking. But they did it. They faithfully reproduced it, I'd say.
Well,
what's that? What's the little guy up on top of the other radio?
One up here?
Yeah.
Huh.
What does that say? Is it writing? I'm trying to think.
No, it's got knobs and it's got buttons.
Could be a Philco, yeah.
Is it? $20.
I forget what model
pretty
that
good.
is, though.
That's an interesting little radio.
$20. And this one, they had everything in this area was reasonably priced. There were not obnoxious prices there.
And that green one in the back almost looks like it was a knockoff, except it doesn't have a cassette slot in the side, so maybe it's a real deal.
Oh, you mean this one up here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an AM/FM Zenith.
Yeah.
That's probably like a was that H725 or
Still got its handle on it. The
Yeah.
case isn't broken. It's got a back.
looks like it's intact from this angle anyway.
I only see one digit. This thing $5.
That's what I mean. If that was a $5 Zenith, in that color, that's not bad.
Oh, No, $5. Absolutely more than reasonable.
You can't save them all.
That's right.
That's a good deal.
Bendix.
$10 for Bendix.
Bendix, yeah. Unfortunately, it's got the cracked dial face
Yeah.
there. $10. Well, if you can get another dial face, that's reasonable. It looks like it's, I can't tell that's the other knob, but it certainly has the left one.
Well, you know,
$10
or
is
if you have one already that you haven't restored, it's a great parts radio.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you'll have 2 sets of silver mica disease.
Yeah, that's right.
But
That's right. This one
Greg
got
can
knocked-
fix it.
Well,
Just send
I
it to
think-
Greg.
Yeah, no, I think those Bendix, they didn't have those kind of IF cans yet. They were still using
Oh,
the
okay. I remember the glass bottle, so we've seen this one before.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think we definitely did.
Hey, we're getting
Oh.
feeling a deja vu.
Oh,
Oh, I know. $50. I apologize. I thought it was 75. Look at that.
$50, $50. It got marked down from 75 to 50, and then it got put on eBay for $275 and sold immediately.
Oh,
I know. Believe me, I told you guys, I played with it. I said, by
Yep.
George, I'm gonna leave this place at least saying I played with it. So I had it in park. I put it in gear, and I did what I could with it.
And it's got wipers, and it's got a
Exactly.
radio. And
I mean, at least I was somewhat satiated by the experience. That I could say I at least had my hands on one. But to be sitting in my office chair with my hands on that wheel on a regular basis.
yeah, and if you had if you had a really narrow cot, you could make a headboard out of it. But
Well, I don't think these have electroluminescent dial there, my friend. I like your thinking. Another ye old radio. This is a Crossley. Isn't it? Early Crossley.
Wow.
How interesting. This was a Farnsworth, $5. Yeah, that's probably about right.
yeah.
Fair amount of work.
It's an AA4.
Yeah. Real basic radio.
Oh, it's got one RF stage in it.
No, it's just got a tube missing.
Oh,
Yeah. This one.
What is that?
Don't know what this is. See if I can dial, see if they see what this is.
Volume.
Oh, look at this. Someone play where they play tic-tac-toe. What they do on this thing? Somebody was messing around with
Yeah, but that could have been Paul Revere did that,
Oh, so you're saying the north end of Boston, the route his horse took.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. You go this way, I'll go this way.
And the name tag is missing. You can see where the 2 holes are. Where it must have been a little brass tag on there.
Yeah. Oh, $30. It could be a part set. It's certainly be restorable as, if you can find the part, the missing label. Oh, I think I showed this before. This.
oh, that's an airline for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look, it's got
film.
it's got an eye tube, and it's $15, and it's got that weird dial face, and it's got buttons.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it might be worth it just
speaker.
right. That's the only detail. But even $50, you can find a replacement speaker, I imagine.
Yeah.
And you'd have this pretty cool Oldsmobile Tornado style,
Yes. Tornadoes had that.
Yeah, I mean, how many front wheel drive radios are out there?
There you go.
With 425 horsepower.
Chain drive to the transmission.
Exactly. I think one of the cooler cars that came out of GM.
I love them. 66 and 67.
Exactly. First gen. Oh yeah. With you there, bro. Oh yeah, there's.
There it is.
Oh, sorry, you gonna say something there, Noah?
No, I was just gonna say, and that I mean, $15, that's a hell of a lot less than you're gonna get, you have to pay for a 67 Tornado, you know?
Yeah, I
so-
would say.
Yeah, I would say so. You're lucky you get a part off a Tornado, $15. That's where you saw that already. Oh, this is interesting. This was on
No, there you go. That's a
this is
nightmare.
on Art. This is on Art Bevelakwa's table. I took this photo because what struck me is my dad. As you guys know, my dad, I told you, had a beautiful Telefunken Opus Royal console. So it was top shelf stuff. That was an import only, for the U.S. market. It had every bell and whistle. And I came to discover it even had a stereo amplifier built in. It wasn't an additional thing. It looked like it was built into the cabinetry. So this thing could really pump. And my dad, though, was always played it very conservatively. But long story short, is he had all the accessories. Of course, it came with a turntable. He had a Telefunken microphone, and he had the same exact. I think this is a Model 87 reel to reel, and he had this
Wow.
exact same one with. He had a tuning eye, all the buttons. I remember my dad using it. I remember staring at his little kids, saying, "Look at all this stuff," And he recorded many of our Christmas mornings or a holiday things. He would record it. So you just start firing up the recording with the microphone, just leave it running. And
All right, you're driving me crazy here.
Uh-oh. Wow.
He's gonna drag the Telefunken up from the basement.
Yeah. Take this thing, you could put you in traction. These things aren't light. They're makes a typewriter look appear very light compared to these things. These things are hefty. But
Can I just interject for a second? Because since we're on the subject of Telefunken, has anybody gone to my YouTube channel in the past 4 days?
I did. I watched it. I loved it. And shocked. I learned a lot.
Okay.
All right, I'll let you talk about it then.
Oh, what do we got there?
Oh, there we go.
We have a piece of NOS cardboard.
Okay. Let me stop sharing.
Inside of which is the never ever opened microphone that comes with like the TK45 reel to reel that's part of my Grundig console in the living room that has the turntable, the AM FM shortwave radio, and the reel to reel deck with its original microphone in its original box, all wound up. So you talk about recording the family Christmas things. It's like, who knows if this microphone even works anymore, but it's never been out of the box.
Wow.
It says GDM 19 on it, and it slides into this little cardboard sleeve.
Oh yeah.
And it's down in the bottom of the console in the living room that, we'll cover at a later date when we do the tour around the house kind of thing. But
oh, absolutely. That's cool. Love it. Love it. Here, I'll go back. Oh, so you might be able to do an even better job than me, Bob, but there was two, I forget the models, two Telefunken microphones. And we're talking top shelf stuff that were auctioned at just recently. That you go to Bob's video he just posted recently. I watched, and they show some nice clips of various things being auctioned off, like a neat Pilot TV I thought was really quite cool, and real small one, the magnifier that came with it. And the very last piece, I think, Bob, was that the last piece that was auctioned off? And
it was the very last piece of the entire auction, only because it was the highlight, and they wanted to hold off because there was actually, I figured there was going to be 10 bidders on it. Now, first of all, let me fill you guys in. My wife and I help out a couple guys that we know in the club, younger club members. And 2 years ago, they started up an auction business. It's called JD Auctions LLC. You could find it on the web or whatever. And this auction and one before, they said, you can go ahead and make a video, and they were just looking for some self-promotion. Well, the feature in this auction was that there were two Telefunken microphones. I forget the model number. They have their own individual power supplies, There was one cable they couldn't find in the clean out of the house that they did. Okay. And let's just, I don't want to be, I'm not going to give you I want you guys to watch the video because you'll be astounded. But I will share with you input that I received. Now, I knew nothing about these, and I still don't. When you find out how much these things went for, you'll be blown away.
So they were ribbon microphones?
No, they were I forget, but I know they're not ribbon. They were something else. I'm not a microphone guy. But anyway, long and short of it is watch the video to the end till you see that auction.
Right.
And I actually was able, you've seen Rich Lee, the president of NJRC. He was there at the auction, and I actually got some video clips from him as well. So you're going to see multi shots of people bidding on this auction. And then you'll see occasionally my wife way in the back with my camera while I'm, up front and schlepping things around during the auction for these guys. So it was rather entertaining. And supposedly, allegedly, these two microphones are ones that were like, not these two, but ones that were like that, were ones that were used in Abbey Road Studios when the Beatles were making some of their albums.
I did not know that.
Same type of microphone.
I didn't.
I've got a couple of weird microphones like that I got when I bought my Revox A77 reel-to-reel tape recorder way back in the day, and I really don't even know what they are, and I don't know anything about microphones. That's why I was hoping to maybe someday show them to this group.
Watch the video, and you'll get an idea if they're the same ones.
I doubt they're the same ones because they don't have separate power supplies, but they're they weigh like 10 pounds a piece, and they're, really, they just look old and special, but I don't know what they are.
I mean, these things had to be a fortune at the time, and they even had matching wooden boxes.
I've got the boxes that these came in. I don't know what they are.
These are renowned. I didn't realize the history of that they were in Abbey Studios. I don't think I caught that. And so,
well, I don't know if this is fact. This is information I got from somebody at the auction that I think he's smart. So, but again, some people think I'm smart, and that's definitely not right. But just watch the video. If you're like me and know nothing about microphones, you'll at least be entertained by this.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
They went for a significant number.
Yeah. Exactly. I was a little rough on them in my comment about it, but maybe they're worth that much. I don't know.
So you're already aware of this. Okay.
Yeah, I left a comment kind of that you responded to that was kind of wondering if their brains were intact when they bid that amount.
Oh, that was you. I read the comments. I didn't catch whether that was you or not, but I was just scanning the comments. I laughed at I said, wow, and I just I was like, well, without stealing thunder, you watch. It's only 12-minute video, guys. Do enjoy it. It's fun. And it's quite the. But these were, I can't say these were top shelf stuff at the time. I almost second to none. Kind of pieces. There weren't too many that would exceed.
I did talk to two really one guy that I talked to that was there at the auction with his wife. Actually, he's been in the recording business all his life, and he's a sound engineer. And he kind of he says that he was aware of these microphones, but he's never seen them in his life. And that's how rare these are, apparently.
Right.
So, I don't want to bore you anymore with this tonight, but just watch it and you'll be entertained, I'm sure. It kind of caught everybody off guard. I mean, we had a reserve on it, and it went well above it, and I'll just leave it go at that. I don't want to be the buzzkill of my own video.
No, exactly. It was a good video. Thank you, Bob. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's been getting a lot of looks in the past couple of days, so it's just we were all flattered. So anyway, are you taking off?
Hey, Adrian.
Yeah, just
have a great evening.
Actually, we're going to be wrapping up anyway. I thought
I have a Grundig ribbon mic that I brought over from the UK in 1964 with me, and it's in my shed somewhere. And one day I'll find it and see if it still works.
There you go.
You ought to find it because it's probably worth some change.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's my.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there's a nice mic.
I won this. This is kind of special. It was in one of Kelly Clarkson's videos for her song Stronger.
Wow, pretty
Kelly
cool.
Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson. Yeah.
Now,
That is really cool.
now, were you there? Were you attending it at the time there?
No, this was an online thing. It was a contest, and I happened to win it.
Good for
But she
you.
used this
Cool.
in her video for their song Stronger. and she signed
Oh,
it.
okay. Pretty cool.
Mm,
You know,
Nice.
it's a newer version. It's a Shure mic, but it's the same style as the original.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the other related to going back to the Telefunken topic, the Telefunken name still exists in Connecticut under the name Telefunken Electroacoustic, which
Right.
they sell top end microphones that's used for studios and bands and so forth. They have lots of photos, and they're located in Windsor, Connecticut, which happens coincidentally right not far away from where the Vintage Communication and Radio Museum of Connecticut is.
Yep.
In the area. But Wendy says, I have bought their beer glass. I have not bought any microphone, but I have bought a beer glass from them because you can have the best sounding beer on the planet. So.
And not far away from Windsor Locks and Bradley Bowl, where the Professional Bowlers Tour has a stop on the PBA tour. But
and add to it, there's an air museum in the area. So
yep,
yeah.
So because Bradley International Airport's there too.
Exactly. So there are things to do, and you get back. I gotta go check that out when these days.
It's not all insurance in that part of Connecticut.
That's true. That's true. But well, anyway, guys, actually, this seems about the right time. There was only a few photos left. There was a contest. I'll tell you what. I'll go quickly through the contest. I'll only give 60 seconds to it, just so you can see what was in the contest part of it, because there were some nice units that went in for the radio contest. So let me just quickly share it. I'll just bang this out quickly. I'm just going to bang through the, some of the consoles. There's only another $40 with user's guide, another TO.
Oh, it's 8,500.
Yeah, there you go. All complete restoration guide, whole 9 yards.
Worked when new.
Brand new by the original owner.
Exactly. $40 for the looks all complete. Automatic radio. This is from Boston area. I think this might have been made in Melrose. The automatic I have was actually made in Boston, real Boston. But this is on Art's table. But I thought it was kind of fun to see, just because it's a local brand. Some things, but another one, because we just haven't seen enough TOs.
There's a lot of them there.
Yeah,
Wait, what's the model number?
This is, I don't know if this says. I can't. What does it say? It says. I think it says $50, but it doesn't say.
150. 150.
Wow.
150. Sweet Fancy Moses. Is that really what that's worth?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I had my doubts. I was gonna say, because I thought it was 50. It says, all right, that's in the ballpark.
You can ask anything.
Yeah, that's right. Some consoles, but the
Firewood.
Yeah.
Sorry, were my lips moving? I really didn't mean to be saying that.
That's all right. You're there. No worries.
This is 75A. There you go.
Oh, that's right. This is the Collins. This was when you heard my video. This is, Gary Norman. This is for you. But I guess he already has these. So, but
Wow.
This is Bruce. This is your auxiliary table, if I remember.
That's right.
And there was a radio. I forgot who, but oh yeah,
Classic.
Yeah. Guy who made this, but this is maybe the tag says a freshman masterpiece, $80, 1925. Actually,
1925.
nice.
Wow.
Not bad.
Another. That's the I took the voltmeter picture. We saw the ammeter earlier. Yes, one of these classic Zenith. in good shape. $40, not too unreasonable. Oh, yeah, I thought I was gonna need this airline
Wow.
3-channel thing. I thought it was pretty nifty. I
Yeah,
know
it's
it-
early 3.1.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty darn cool.
That is cool. No, that's cool.
This was neat. This Emerson. Oh, this is the start of the this
Contest.
is Emerson contest. So I forget whose these were, but this is the this you need at least to see that the beautiful pieces. Emerson 350, 1933. Yeah, it's beautiful. It has the I guess the cabinet doors that close up. Really quite nice. Ingram cabinet. Just really nice. I know this is Ken Silvestri's because he had all colors on this Emerson line, the model
Wow.
11.
In a box.
1955, exactly. Look at that. Originally available in 9 different colors. Okay, strike that. I thought he had all colors. He had 5 out of the 9. White, black, white, dark red, pink, light blue, light green, gray, dark brown, and dark green. And this is all, I took a close-ups on all of them just so you could see the pink, green. I like the green. It's nice, that teal, this color. Gray, black. And box. And here's another, I guess that's one of those modern.
Yeah,
Modern.
Yeah, with a better dial face.
Yeah, it's nice.
Strong knobs though.
Yeah.
That's a wood frame.
This is, I guess it's a model 541. That was Bob Bearder. This was Bruce's entry. Yes, Soaking 7 Dwarfs. Beautiful, classic radio. Really nice. And then here's another one. I'll forget the model. I think, Larry, was this yours? 1936 Emerson Model 108. And here's one more. This is really quite nice. With a magic eye in the middle. And Bob Harris restored this. You may recall many months ago in our Zoom meeting, he actually asked questions. He was in the early stages of restoring a basket case, and that was his handiwork. He did a beautiful job. Emerson 510, that's right. That's the and this thing was a mess, and Bob did a great job. Yeah, see, here's the before and after. It was pretty haggard. He did a great job. And here's this one. This is really quite nice. There was a lot of entrance. I mean, a fair amount, more than average. P422, 1942. Was there another one here? Different knobs.
Yeah.
It looks like the same picture as before. The dial face is not as good, but the knobs are better.
Right.
Right.
Ralph Calitri.
That's right.
Ooh, look at that.
Maybe this was Larry's. I think this was
Shark fin.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is Larry's. And so.
Oh, Vanguard.
8 transistors.
Yeah.
Always like that teal color.
Yeah, it's a great color. And then we had.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
It's a silly thing, but
And then
just an artifact.
Condenser analyzer.
Yep.
This is the meter contest.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
I used it to test condensers to put in my cars in the distributor.
Exactly. And an oscillator. And then here is this Oh, here's the manufacturer.
Resistor box or
Small
something
cross,
like
yeah.
that.
The substitution box.
Yeah,
Substitution box. Yep.
yep, small cross decade resistance box. There's another Ralph's pieces. He entered in both categories. Here's a Hamden meter, hand meter. This was really neat. This sorry, I shot the. Whoop, no, I got it right. This.
Ooh, it's atomic.
It is. Oh, you should see these things light up. It's really cool. Yeah.
Atomic.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it's just
Doesn't matter what it does.
unbuilt
It's
heat
atomic.
kit. This was cool. And
Oh my
vacuum
goodness.
tube.
Unbuilt.
Yeah. Unassembled, the holy grail for heat kit collective.
The
Wow.
winner.
Yeah, and then for good reason. Yeah, that's a tough one. The question, would you actually build it or would you keep it as an investment? It's a tough one. I guess I'd probably leave it be because you don't see them unbuilt like that. And then this was some like almost seemed like military scope.
Mm.
Really kind of neat. Philco oscilloscope.
Oh,
Philco
Wow.
made a lot of different test equipment.
Never saw one of those.
Yeah, ditto, mine first.
it's interesting. It's got the knobs like the radios were using at the time in the late 30s.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. There's another voltmeter.
Digital.
Oh, look at this. Nice tester. Tube tester.
TV7.
Military.
Yeah.
That one's nice.
Yeah, sure is. Got the manuals, everything.
That belonged to Bruce Phillips.
Yes.
I have a couple
think-
of green ones, Army green with the green manuals, but I only use it for the 4-pin tubes.
Westinghouse. I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, so that's a Westinghouse, but I forgot what it did. I think there's this paper on this. Here we go. It's a cycle counter.
Okay.
And the places, and of course that was first. There's
Yep.
second place. That was third. That was really cool. And see it's lit up, see little lights.
Atomic.
There's the winner of I think Ken you get first place. You did get first for good reason. Bruce was second. And that was Al Perkis with the very lovely Emerson. And Bob got third as well for good reason and for well deserved. And there we go. Yours truly. Look at the man there.
The ribbon was enormous.
Yeah, that's right. But he said, aha.
It's all right.
And then of course Bruce came in on second on that one with his tester. And that would have been the gentleman's name. I'm embarrassed to say. Let's go find the name again. I apologize if you listen to the video. My memory is evading me. Anyway, boys, that was it.
That's great.
I thought I'd let you guys go get the last few.
Thank
words
you.
in.
Good job.
So we will see you in 3 weeks, guys. So meanwhile, stay cool, stay dry, stay something that's normal. And
Thank you. Thank you so
Safe
much.
travels, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
All
We'll
right.
see you soon,
All
guys.
right, guys, take care.
Enjoy the weekend.
Take care.
Right.
Good night.
Good
I
night.
enjoy the company.
Bye. Yeah, ditto.